What's up, Foundation Nation? Welcome to the Creators Cup.
Oh my gosh! It's all violent.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Swanky Disc Golf. Today we are bringing you our feature card from the Creators Cup. This is our first time doing coverage, so pardon our dust. I'm Luke, joined by Josiah. He didn't make the trip out to Creators Cup, so he's going to be here to commentate over this with me. Super excited for today's card. How are you feeling, Josiah?
Oh, I'm feeling so excited. So, I don't know anything that happens in the round, but I do know the final score.
Yeah, so we got Silas. This was like the most chill card ever. It honestly felt like we were just out there with friends we've known for a long time. This is Chris from Miss Frisbees, soon to be Mr. Frisbees. We got Mitchell from Apollo representing Kansas City. We have myself, and then we have our boy Nick, who's running the catch cam. Full disclosure, Nick did play for this first 3 holes and decided it was a little too much to keep running back and forth doing the catch cam and continue playing. That was a good first shot. This first hole is really straightforward. 200 feet, par 3. Tree on the right that Brody Smith said would be impossible to hit. Silas with not a bad shot there.
Okay. I think one of the things that's, at least for me, is I've never seen any of these players play. I've seen Silas a little bit play on the channel. Not a whole lot.
He surprised. He had a couple really shining moments that I think you guys are going to be excited to see.
Oh, I'm excited.
So after Brody said what he said, I'm staring at this tree the whole time. And I'm just like, don't hit the tree. So we just barely, just give it a little kiss.
Wow, hey.
And in the words of Brody, that should be a birdie.
Just like you drew it up.
Yep, just like you drew it up. I think I said that. Chris here, putting for birdie.
Okay.
Cash. Silas just a little bit low for his birdie putt.
It's kind of hard to play in film.
My birdie putt looks, I don't know, it's like at least 50 feet. And miss to the right.
That's about right.
Yeah, more than
for
anything.
Those 50 footers.
Missing to right. So Mitchell for birdie. Cash. Mitchell and Chris were both really good putters. Mitchell especially was very, very methodical in his putt. But he hits those, and Chris actually had this really interesting like flutter putt every single time he putted.
Interesting.
But it was cash. Also, like I said, everybody on this card was super nice. Hole 2, 350 feet. It's kind of tucked back in that corner as this van drives right past us. This is actually a really tough birdie to get. That's a great shot. Little to the right, but good skip. He's probably just outside circle 2.
And it's tucked into that back corner, right?
Yeah, it's tucked into the back left corner. You can see that's a little bit off to the right as well, a little bit short to the right, but Silas, big rip.
Good rip, what the heck?
Yeah.
Wow, he crushed it.
That should be fine. That's a little bit, if you really don't want to be on the left side. Left side is super cut off. You will have absolutely no look for birdie over there. I just threw a sail, the DGA sail from our video, and it just, I was really focused on hitting the gap and not focused on giving it any sort of power.
Do you think there were many people here
kind of juiced that up shot
that you felt could have gotten this birdie very easily?
Very easily? I don't know. I mean, I think the only person who birdied it like the whole weekend was Hunter, if I'm not mistaken. Robbie, I can't remember. Hunter, I think, yeah.
So definitely a bonus birdie.
Yeah, this is a bonus birdie for sure. It's 350, but it's also through a gap, and it's kind of a straight shot with just a very late fade. It's tough. This is Mitchell for his birdie, I believe. Yeah, that would have been a great 2 to get. And that's for my par. So yeah, that's a little rough. Rough way to start out. Silas for par. Cash.
Okay.
Very nice.
Gonna clean up the par here. If this is your first piece of Creator Cup content that you're watching, you're actually in the right place. We're a little bit behind the 8 ball. But watch this and then go through to Foundations channel and Dynamic Disc channel And all the other creators on here are starting to post stuff, but the rest of the cards are all over YouTube. This is a really weird shot. It's like too cut off to be a backhand, so pretty much everyone's going to be throwing this like chop. That was a little early, but chop sidearm. The locals were saying this is just a classic Charleston shot, which does feel, I've definitely thrown quite a few of these around Little Mulberry as well.
I rolled out of there. I like
Chris also a little inside.
That's crazy. Like it's normal for them
Yeah.
to throw shots like this in Charleston.
I think Silas threw a Captain's Raptor here, so that's going to fade out a little bit early. We haven't seen the catch cam yet because it was really hard to get the disc to the basket, and Nick was standing next to the basket. That might be turned a little bit.
Ooh, catch cam.
There's the catch cam. I actually pegged Nick's bag there, which is definitely not okay, but card decision, we'll go with it. He's going to catch an early tree there. That's a tough break. You have Chris here for his second shot. Devastating.
That's tough.
Silas, you're going to see throughout this round, is always looking for the sneakiest gap possible. And
intentionally?
He hits it there. Oh, yeah. I don't know why, but I feel like I love it.
Has he been
every
hanging
time.
around Brody too much?
Probably.
Is that
probably.
what it is?
Then this is for his par save, for Mitchell's par save.
I'm assuming this will be more of an approach than an attempt.
Well,
Well,
it was an attempt.
well, there
for
was
sure.
a tree in the way.
Yeah. Oh,
Cash.
nice. That was for my
Nice.
2. That was a good birdie to get to make up for the bogey that I just got. This is Chris for par. Just a little long. Full committed though. Like I said, Chris is a really good putter, so he's running all day. He was running very confidently from circle 2. Mitchell here is pointing out that his disc was kind of floating towards the basket still.
And I heard rumors about this, but it looks like you guys are a little covered in water.
Oh yeah, no, it was so rough. It was a
As
ton of
you're-
fun though. Everybody had really positive attitudes as we're all square back at even. Everybody was just having a ton of fun out there. Like this tee
that's
pad
good.
is halfway underwater. When
Yeah, I
we
was
were
gonna say.
practicing, it was
I haven't
fully
seen the
underwater.
tee pad yet.
Yeah. This hole is just right out to the left, dog leg left. I cut it a little
Is that
inside.
pinched off a little?
Yeah. It was a little tough with like halfway. You were really just taking like one step onto the tee pad with it being underwater. You really want to try and get a big flare skip around this corner. And I think Silas pulled that a little wide, a little high. Yeah, there it is, a little inside as well. I think he caught. The story of this entire course is going to be the branches. These branches are made of iron, and you'll see that more as it comes into play. But
That's crazy.
that's a great shot, from
Okay.
Mitchell. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. That was good.
Chris stepping up to the tee. Mitchell also full committed and just ran through the water and hit the front of the tee pad, which I think helped a lot. That's a good shot from
That
Chris.
looks like probably the ideal shot, just maybe
Yeah.
a little bit more juice.
I have a look here. I tried to go around the tree, and there's a branch. Branch number 1 of the day.
Oh, it looks. Would it have gone in if it didn't?
I really think it
Okay.
would have.
That's fair.
Silas, like I said,
It's probably been hanging around Brody
he's
too
a
much.
sneaky, he's a sneaky gap kind of guy. It's just a little short.
That's
That's all
tough.
right. Chris for birdie, or Mitchell for birdie.
What a
Cash.
birdie.
Really confident putter. Chris and Mitchell. Here's Chris for his birdie. Cash. So good.
Look
They were
at
both
that.
so good. It was making me feel really insecure. But really good putters. Silas for par. A little long.
And you said Chris
Caught the
has that
tree,
little
though.
flutter putt?
Yeah, Chris.
Okay, I saw
well,
it a
I don't know
little
if it's
bit
on
there.
purpose or not, but yeah.
I mean, Will has a little bit of a flutter putt in his.
This hole was kind of tricky. It's like it's not a super hard birdie to get. If you land anywhere in these trees or just past the trees, you have a good maybe 150-foot approach shot for birdie. par 4, 527. Carries a long way. There's just a bunch of trees in the way. Bunch of branches to hit. Chris didn't like this out of his hand, but not a bad result.
I was going to say, that doesn't look bad.
There's a lot of water there, as you can see, but he's going to be in an okay spot there.
Was there a defined line or a route to take with those trees? I was going to say, it looks like either a clear forehand or roller.
Yeah, Silas
almost.
going big forehand. I think he just didn't get over on this one as much as he would have liked, but that's not a bad spot.
No, that's a great spot.
Silas had a really good forehand. He was crushing the forehand game. We missed my tee shot here. I threw a forehand and it was a little wide and caught those trees. But we missed the tee shot. I think we forgot. I was passing off the camera. I did not recommend filming while playing. Danny mentioned it a couple times. It was really hard. There's branch number 2 of the day. If you catch a branch, you're done. Like that was just leaves. And it was like, it takes off so much. But yeah, here we have Chris on his second shot.
Tree.
Tough. Yeah. Trees are just in very inconvenient places on this hole. Silas has a good look. That looks like a slammer. Yeah, a little early out of the hand.
Right.
We're not really showing this hole how it's done on the approach side of things.
Maybe we can here.
Just a little
Maybe not.
low, yeah. That was a tricky stance. He had some trees in his way. This is my 3rd shot. And I caught a little branch there. I was looking at all the branches on the other tree and was not paying attention to the one right in front of me.
Well, who would, you know?
Yeah.
It's 5 feet in front of you, 10 feet above your head.
Chris putting out there, nice and safe for his par tap in. There's Silas putting it up there, also a tap in par. This is a kind of birdie look for Mitchell.
That's
Just
a good run.
little inside, yeah, good run. This is my par putt, I like 28 feet.
Nice putt.
Barely by the skin of my teeth put it in there.
Still counts.
Yeah, still counts. Tapping out some pars here. Like I said, this hole's not a super tough birdie, but there's, I don't know, you can kind of see the gallery in the background for the lead card there. But I think that was a par frame, solid par frame there. This hole is really just a big forehand. I saw David throw a big backhand over the baseball field, which you're just an absolute psycho if you do that, but he did it. And this is a great, great forehand from Mitchell. Yeah.
I'm sure that water was inconvenient placing there as well.
Yeah, the water would make things stick a lot. It was hard to get that big skip, but he hit a good spot. A little early from Chris, a little low. That's all right. Easy up and down from there.
Yeah, what kind of person would throw a backhand? Like, it has to be a high
confident
stall backhand or the biggest
He parked
spike
it
hyzer.
in the first round. He absolutely parked it. This is a really good hole for Silas. Like I said, crushing the forehands. And that'll be a little obstructed, edge of circle, but great shot.
It's a good shot nonetheless. What are you throwing here?
Cloudbreaker 2 here. It's my go-to forehand disc, and I just turned it over a little bit, a little low, a little turned. I almost hit Nick, so there's not a catch cam on that, but yeah, like I said, most of this is, that's going to be a little tricky, but most of this is going to be pretty easy up and downs. My up and down, kind of a look.
That's a good run.
Yeah, left it low. Gotta hate that.
That's so unfortunate.
He was like, it wasn't worth it.
What a drive.
Mitchell's putt for birdie. This is kind of a bonus birdie. Great putt. It's, I guess, not really a bonus birdie. It's just not the easy. Mitchell's starting off pretty hot here, doing well. This tee is 3/4 underwater. We're moving up now.
Would you say the front nine seems to play harder?
Yeah,
or easier than the back
I
nine?
think the front 9 was a lot harder,
Okay.
mainly because of all the water. There's really 3 pretty like holes that you would step up and say this is a really tough hole. This is one of them. Hole 7,
Okay.
about 475. It's about 325, 350 straight down this tunnel, but then you really want it to finish left. If you're anywhere like where Chris is on the right, it's going to be a really hard approach because the hole tucks up back into the right. Like it goes around the bend and then comes back. So this is kind of a tough hole. Like getting a 2 is pretty much impossible. I threw a soda because I was figuring with no run up I wouldn't be able to turn it over that much, but the soda's really flippy.
Apparently.
I was trying to get it straight. Silas opting for the forehand. Which is
A little unconventional.
little unconventional. If you have just like the massive forehand, you might be able to get it there.
Do you think he was trying to just play it out to the open area on the right?
I think so.
Assuming, like, trying
It's
to set
still-
himself up for another forehand, except probably just released a
Yeah.
little early. I could see that being the case.
I think he goes forehand zone here, and it's just a little bit early out of the hand. Mitchell, this is where you want to be if you make a mistake. You want to be center fairway or a little bit off to the left. If you're off to the right, over where we all are, you're pretty devastated.
Little turned over there.
Little turned over, but it'll kind of have a up and down into the green. I'm sure he would have liked to be closer.
Throwing the roller.
Forehand roller, I think, is the play from where I'm at. Just not turned enough. Just
Okay.
missed the gap. I think I saw Robbie actually, or somebody did the exact same thing. I think it was Hunter, and it ended up going a little bit better for him. Here's Silas looking for the sneaky gap, which I respect the heck out of.
Where's he aiming?
I don't
It
know.
looks like there's a.
No.
Well, and he's looking
He's going
right back.
again, man. He does not care.
There's a-
It's the Creators Cup, you know?
That's true.
It's going for the content.
He said the forehand roller is not the play?
No.
Or is it? Nope.
I still don't
He
know what
needs
he's
a
looking at.
different disc to go through the woods.
And that's just
There,
above.
you already know my answer, but there is only one disc that can make it through those woods.
What? A tilt?
The tilt.
Silas going slammer here, trying to get out of trouble. The path is becoming clearer and clearer. And that's not bad. He'll have an edge of circle look there. But man, that's tough.
That's tough.
This is Chris for 3 for his 3rd shot. Yeah. Easy approach into the green.
That
Good
water
shot.
could
Yeah.
be devastating sometimes if
Yeah.
it just hits and lands.
Yeah, where Chris was is really where you're trying to be your first shot if you can. That's like the only way to get a birdie. Nice little approach there. I saw Will. If you go over to Dynamic Discs, they have coverage, and Will snuck in the birdie there. And that, yeah, really good birdie from Will. I think probably one of maybe 2 on the whole weekend. I kind of have a look there. A lot of little things in the way, but I get a good
Nice
tree
kick.
Yep. Little tree love there. This
That
is
always
Silas for I've lost count, and Mrs. Right. Oh no. Chris for his par.
Do you see what you mean with
Got
the flutter?
very wobbly putt, but it's cash.
It's
It's so
working.
good. Probably helps in the wind too sometimes. Comebacker.
He's just having a bad hole.
This hole just stole Silas's lunch, and it's really bummer. Yeah, you can see he's like, get me off this hole. I'm sorry,
That's
Silas. I respect the heck out of it, though, you know? And that's a par for Mitchell. Clean up my par. Silas, I believe, ended up taking an 8 there. Just a par 4. This hole is tough. I kept hearing people saying this was a 10, 12-foot Mando. It's definitely closer to like 6 feet. I could go lay in between those 2 trees and be touching them with my hands and feet. And that's a miss Mando for Mitchell. And right before we teed off, Brody, there's a drop zone. You can kind of see it right there. Laser from Chris.
Wow.
That's a great shot.
He said, I am not missing that window.
But Brody changed it from a drop zone to Silas. Good miss there.
Good miss.
Drop zone to a re-tee if you miss the Mando, which is so tough. So I'm pretty much focusing on hitting the Mando and absolutely nothing else. Run the zone, yeah.
Well, you're through.
Super high, through the Mando, edge of circle. I really didn't care after I went through the Mando. So this is his re-tee.
Re-tee.
And left again. Oh no.
That's tough.
This is like everybody's worst nightmare after they heard Brody say it's a re-tee if you miss the Mando. Attempt number 3. Clean, there you go.
There it is. I
Hit an early
heard
tree, but-
a rumor that somebody missed a Mando and then laid up on their re-tee.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh wait, was that Trevor? It happens.
Called it a business decision, I believe.
Silas almost comes out the Mando from that side. But he stays in. Good upshot there. Playing it safe.
Well, he didn't miss the Mando.
Yeah. This would be Mitchell for, I believe, a 6.
That sounds about right. That's a good
Just
putt,
right there.
but-
Super confident. Like I said, he's usually a really good putter. Chris did go a little bit farther than I thought.
Yeah,
This
his
is
was a
birdie look.
laser.
That's fine. A par on this hole is not bad. It's only 150 feet, but that Mando was intimidating, man. I did not commit to that putt at all.
Yeah, the water helps stop it, though.
Yeah.
That's convenient in that
Sometimes you
case.
play the water. And Mitchell's now actually left with kind of a tricky look. 1 foot fully submerged, kind of a tree in the way. For his 7. But cashes
putt.
it. Way to get off the
Clean
hole.
putt.
Yeah. That's a par. And we're tapping in par and a bogey, I believe, for Silas. Tough hole after you after you make the re-tee. So this one's just a little fade around the corner, but it's trickier than it looks. Like that's about a 4 or 5, less than 5 foot. That's about a 4 foot gap off the tee. I like the forehand play here from Silas.
Is he throwing something flippy enough?
I don't know what that was. Looked pretty straight flying though, maybe a little bit overstable. I like the forehand play because it gets you through the initial gap. Like you can hit some late trees and that's okay. But yeah, man, hitting something that early is just rough, and he's coming off of a rough hole. It's gonna take a lot of mental fortitude for Mitchell to get back up there. And yeah, I'm debating, decide to go flippy forehand. Just don't want to deal with the early trees. This is a popcorn. Put a little too much hyzer on it, but that's a good kick. A kick to the right would have sucked. So that works. Mitchell's second shot.
So is this the Charleston shot?
Yeah, this
that
is
I've
a Charleston
heard so much
shot.
about?
Yeah. When he stepped up to hole 3, that first Charleston shot, he was like, why am I throwing so many of these? Or like, I've thrown so many of these this weekend. Chris's second shot. This is hole 8A, so this is the front 9 that's being posted, but this is technically the 9th hole, but there is an actual 9th hole after this, and that's a great approach. Silas is left with a kind of look for his birdie, a little bit outside.
Yeah.
Looking for a sneaky gap, I'm sure.
With a tree kick right, that looks like a good spot to be in.
Yeah,
And he just lays up. Nice.
smart play there. Kind of a look here. There's some low-lying branches, which, like I mentioned, if you hit, you're doomed. But you could laser one in there if you're actually good at disc golf. which I am not.
No, but you're close.
Close. Close to being good, maybe next year. Here's Mitchell's putt, just right in front of where mine was. I believe this is his par putt. Yeah, and he catches those branches that I was talking about. Chris for par.
Everybody tapping in their pars and bogeys.
Yeah, 1 bogey from Mitchell. He's on the struggle bus, but like I said, he's a good player. I think he'll find his way out. This is kind of like hole 4, except for it's to the right instead of the left. Then there's a giant pond in the middle of the fairway that we're trying to avoid. This should play pretty well to Silas's forehand. He's got a really good... I think he's going zone here too, which not a super easy shot to get a zone down there. I could be mistaken, but that looks like a zone.
It definitely looks like a zone to me.
Oh, Silas. Hey.
Calling for it to fade. Yeah, that's a good shot.
That's a good shot.
A little bit long, but that's a great shot. The play really is to try and cut the corner here, which is scary because then you're bringing those branches into play. But it's kind of short around the corner. You kind of have to cut it off, which is what I'm telling Mitchell right now, because he couldn't remember where the pin was. But yeah, I was basically saying it's short of Nick and very to the right.
A little
He's
high.
Flirting with the branches, but I think he cut the corner well.
That's
Phenomenal.
a great
Yeah.
shot.
Like I said, you gotta
Not
kind of
high at
mess. Yeah, gotta kind of mess with those branches.
He needed that instruction beforehand.
Yeah,
That's all it was.
Good caddy.
Yeah.
There you go. No, that was a great shot from Mitchell. I'm throwing an Onyx. I'm also flirting with danger there. Oh, yeah.
Nice shot.
Almost went in the basket. That would have been cool. This is
That's
Chris's
everybody's
shot.
dream.
Which, if he's a little to the right, he is knee deep in water. So maybe not knee deep, very deep in water. That is
That's
a great
putt.
putt from Chris for par. Phenomenal. Like I said, he's an absolute stud putter. Here's my birdie putt.
Birdie putt.
Good too.
Take that. Felt good. 2 birdies on the front nines and then bad. Or 3.
2 basically tapping birdies on this hole.
That's going to be the final scores. 1 down, 1 down. Going into the back 9, which I feel is a lot more attackable. Apollo shooting the hot round. Apollo David on the front 9. 4 down. Robbie C, Molt, and Danny at 3. Foundation Trevor. Chris, Mr. Frisbees at 1 down. I finished at 1 down on the front 9. Reed's at even on the front 9. Chantel +1. Mikey's +1. Will and Mitchell are at 2 over, and then Silas at 6 over. Be sure to check out the back 9. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you over there.
See you in the next one.
Stay swanky.